In 1997, 17-year-old Erica Lee Fraysure and her family lived in Germantown, Kentucky. She was a senior at Bracken County High School and worked part-time at Carota's Pizza in nearby Augusta. On the 21st of October 1997, Erica went cruising in her Pontiac Bonneville in Brooksville, Kentucky. She was in the company of some friends that night whilst she was driving along the streets, a very typical thing to do for teenagers to pass the time. Erica was last seen at a party sometime between 9 and 10 p.m. that night at the Video Tan in Brooksville. According to those who were with her that night, Erica spent the night socialising with her friends. However, what happened following this remains a mystery, as the 17-year-old mysteriously vanished into thin air. After Erica failed to return home that October evening, her mother became increasingly concerned and contacted authorities, who in turn began a search for the teenager. Police appealed to the residents of Brooksville, as well as students at Bracken County High School, to come forward if they had any information regarding the whereabouts of young Erica Fraysure. On the 22nd of October, the day following Erica's disappearance, police received a phone call from some children who had actually found the schoolgirl's vehicle, a black four-door 1988 Pontiac Bonneville SSE. Upon closer inspection, it appeared that the vehicle had been found locked and abandoned in a field between bales of hay, just off of Franks Road and Franks Lane. Where the car was found abandoned was approximately 1 mile away from the Video Tan, where Erica was last seen alive. Police searched the vehicle and found Erica's purse, her wallet, her checkbook and money, but there was no sign of her or any evidence to indicate what had happened to her. There was no sign of a struggle or foul play within the vehicle either. No foreign fingerprints, hairs or fibres of interest were found. The car keys were actually missing when the vehicle was found initially. However, they were soon recovered a short time later, about 100 yards away across the road, under some leaves. According to various sources, Erica had actually fallen out with her best friend prior to her disappearance. However, other than this, she seemed to have a trouble-free life. She was a good student at high school, and she also had a steady relationship with her boyfriend. She also had no history of running away, nor a desire to, and she never suggested to anyone that she planned on leaving the area to travel anywhere. It should be noted that shortly before Erica's disappearance, she'd actually requested more hours at her job, most likely due to the fact that she was intending on going to the Northern Kentucky University after graduation to study accounting. If Erica had these plans for the future, it seems highly unlikely that she would have got up and left of her own accord. It later came to light, however, that Erica had apparently become involved with a, quote, rough crowd. Whether this is significant or not in this case remains unknown. It's not unusual for teenagers to hang out with new crowds of people, especially older individuals, though more often than not, this can result in the young person in question getting into trouble. Authorities are of the firm belief that Erica did not disappear of her own volition, as it was completely out of character for her to do so. Suspects came and went in this case, including a man who was questioned by authorities regarding Erica's disappearance, who actually shot and killed his wife before taking his own life. However, he was cleared of having any involvement in Erica's disappearance before he tragically passed away. This was due to the fact that he had a cast iron alibi on the night Erica vanished. Another suspect came to light as the investigation progressed, a 20-year-old man named Shane Simcox. Interestingly, Shane had actually attended the same high school as Erica. He was friends with her and was actually in her company on the night in question. He stated to authorities that Erica had given him a lift back to his home at around 9 p.m. and that this was the last time he saw her alive. Also of note, Shane had actually been suspended from the school before for apparently threatening a teacher and her daughter, saying he was, quote, going to kill her. Interestingly, Shane had a criminal record for burglary offences, and in Erica's case, he refused to take a lie detector test. Despite this, however, Shane maintains his innocence. Although no hard evidence links him to Erica's disappearance, he is still considered by authorities to be a person of interest. What puzzles many regarding this case is the fact that Brooksville is a very small town, which only has around 650 residents. In small places such as these, everyone seems to know everyone else and their business, and you would think in a place so small that somebody would know what happened on the night Erica disappeared. Since her disappearance, both of Erica's parents have passed away, her mother in 2012 and her father in 2016, both of them going to the grave without knowing what happened to their beloved daughter. They left her room exactly as she had left it, and prayed continuously that their daughter would return home to them. Despite the many years that have passed since she vanished, Erica's remaining family believe that she is no longer alive and that she somehow met with foul play. This case is ongoing, however, but without any further leads, authorities have seemed to hit a dead end. The latest development for the case came in October of 2020 when a tip was called in to police, resulting in cadaver dogs being sent to a school where they investigated a particular stairwell to search for Erica's remains. However, the police left empty-handed and the case remains unsolved. Authorities have stated, however, that they are still committed to chasing up any new leads and tips in order to help solve this cold case. At the time of her disappearance, Erica Fraysure was 17 years old. She is described as being of Caucasian descent and was 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing approximately 115 pounds. She has light brown hair and blue eyes, and also has a strawberry birthmark on the back of her neck. On the day she vanished, Erica was last seen wearing a purple-coloured sweater with 2 white stripes across the chest, which extended down the arms, a pair of Levi's jeans, a pair of white kids' shoes, a Winnie the Pooh watch, and 4 gold rings, which were located on her right hand, one of which was a sapphire and diamond heart. If she is alive today, Erica Lee Fraysure would be 41 years old.